Greetings from MZOS. I believe and describe myself as the inventor of the universe, and my mission is to bring it more closer to all of us. I'd like to share my universal experience here since my thinking process began. This is all about our interpretation about the things which are visible to us in our capacity of seeing them. Ideally, what we behave in our day-to-day lives is based on certain factors, very important 4 factors. Firstly is awareness, secondly is science, third is interpretation, and fourth is our reaction. Now, to understand this example or elaborate this more specifically, let us consider that a friend is speaking to you. Okay? Now, here you get aware, firstly, that your friend wants to speak to you. So awareness about the thing that is speaking comes into picture. Second, how you listen to this content or hear the content is science, which is inbuilt within your body in the form of ears given by nature. Now here science comes into picture, and the membrane in your ears gets vibrated and the information is passed in your brains. Third is a very important factor of interpretation. This is directly related to culture that is responsible for your upbringing, like samskara, which is belonging to Hindu mythology. Out here, what we believe and interpret is as per our upbringing or the nourishment that is provided to us or the nurture that is made to us in our society. Our implementation and the implications all depend to segregate good as well as bad deed. Therefore, interpretation is a very important and imperative factor in our lives. The fourth is our reaction. Reaction against an action or awareness as a result of the generating startup from the conversation or interpretation. So here in this example, you respond to your friend for what he has been speaking to you. Now going further, let's presume that the universe is a balloon. Okay? Now here there is nothing inside its system really, but only tiny particles of gas that is surrounded or has a boundary of a thin rubber surface. And in this thin rubber surface, it so happens that to correlate this, let's say the particle structures, that is atoms, which consists of nucleus as well as electrons, is revolving around a micro level, which is similar to what is called as infinite number of solar systems, where we have the sun in the center and all the planets revolving around it. So you see, if you interpret, or maybe if you try to analyze and conclude, the interpretation under the micro level is same as it would be even under the macro level. So it's just the horizon that changes in your vision, but the basic structure remains constant. It is we people who need to believe that we have made it large by various means, instead of spending all our lives in analyzing this. Like the universal fact we may all be aware of when we had thought that it's the sun that is revolving around the earth. But our ancestors themselves discovered later that it's not the sun revolving around the earth, indeed it's the earth that is revolving around the sun. We generally see the world as we are. Beyond imagination or beyond belief of mankind, there is no concept of time, size, or matter. To be more specific with this, let us consider that you are traveling somewhere by your vehicle, okay? And then you come across a lot of traffic around you. No doubt you are enjoying your driving and also the scenario across the road. But what you are doing is you are limiting your vision to the extent that is only visible from your car. you are not aware of what is going to be happening or what will be happening 5 kilometers ahead from where you are now in the current position, or 5 kilometers backward from where you have just passed the road. If there's a very interesting concept out here I'd like to share with you. If you broaden your vision and you see the situation from a helicopter on the top, you can analyze not just the current situation where you are driving now, but also 5 kilometers ahead and 5 kilometers backward where you have just passed the road. So you see, therefore, you have to believe that there is no concept of past, present, or future. Therefore, it is also said that the size or the matter are somewhat similar to this example of time. There is not going to be any kind of obstacles unless an external force is imposed upon you. Here you can take an assignment of finding out a similar example for size as well as matter. But the fact remains. I also believe that everything is cyclic, you see. For instance, when you start from one point and go ahead, you reach the same point all over again by traveling the same distance over and over again repeatedly. To correlate this, let me say that there will not be any kind of external forces unless there will be a force to oppose you. Further to this, we have a human civilization as opposed to the scenario in the current situation where people like our ancestors, literally they used various methods or medium to transform or communicate or transfer knowledge, such as they use actions and also languages. They use books, plays, movies and animations these days. It is only we who will believe that we have been making a gradual development in our day-to-day lives, and therefore we see the change in the form. However, the fact remains that all remains cyclic and we are all living our lives over and over again to prove our existence. Further to this, I would like to tell you that after thinking much over it, I came up with a question, that is, why do we exist? This is all related to energy here. Let me tell you, here we consider Newton's law of energy. Into picture again. According to Newton's law, energy can neither be created nor can it be destroyed. It can change from one form to the other. In a closed system, energy remains constant. A couple of minutes ago, I had given you an example about the universe and the balloon. Let's consider that the universe as a closed system, and all the Milky Ways and the galaxies and the solar systems are all revolving around the nucleus in the space in a haphazard manner. While traveling, it may so happen that these would collide or escape in its nuclear orbit, or change the nuclear orbit internally in the same structure. In every release or in every incident, there is the energy that is released and which takes another form after its release, which may be in potential, that is matter or kinetic energy. So you see, the transformation of energy does happen here, and we are a part of it. So we consume energy from the universe and we also give it back, or we release it back to the universe. So you see, in between consumption of energy and in between also release of the energy, the way a human being behaves is really in a manner like an atomic structure that is revolving around the nucleus, which is destiny, ourselves, or like a centripetal force, which is the lifespan. As we go ahead in life, we are diverted towards our destiny, and therefore there could be two possibilities in this case. You are either pulled out of this orbit, or you can be merged into the nucleus orbit as a result of an increase in the centripetal force, which is your destiny. This all happens due to the transformation of energy from one form to the other. This is the answer I got for my existence. Now see, at an abstract level, changing protons in the nucleus changes the form of an element. Like, for example, let's say lead with an atomic number of 82 can become gold with an atomic number of 79. I'm sure you know this. This has already been proven. Similarly, when you change your internal structure, that is thinking in this case, what happens is you see a massive change within your personality, which is visible to others as well, like gold from lead already. A good thought has that power to lead and generate into good words. Similarly, good words have that power to produce positive actions. And minded positive actions really has the power to create a destiny for yourself. There is again no escape from what you're living now unless there's an external force imposing you by the way. You need to believe that you have to live life as it is, because you cannot change it for whatever you want it to become unless you try hard or unless you really have your luck by your side. My recommendation is that you live life to the fullest of it, every precious moment of life to be enjoyed to its maximum limit. Basically, you need to adapt simplicity in your thinking, and this will only give you clarity in the surroundings across you. Not just that, but this thinking will not only help yourselves, but also help the others in the society who are suffering from pain, from sorrows and agony, so on and so forth. To maybe conclude, I would say that we are all meant and liable to serve the society, because we are blessed with that kind of thinking. So here I am, grateful to him for having given this kind of thinking to me, where I feel that I am liable to serve the society of human mankind. This was all about my universal experience, and I really hope that this has helped you in every possible manner it could to get your thinking set right. And I also hope that it will help you in the manner it should for each and every individual who might have heard me in a conclusive formation. So what is that you may be thinking now? Or what are you doing now? Do you think what you're doing now is a great deal? Well, answer lies with you, within you, and for you. It is for us to realize and introspect our lives to live a better life here and so on. There is much more to life than increasing its speed. You only step fast if you do not speed fast. Thank you.